Good morning. It is truly an honor to speak before all of you today, sharing my experience with compassion. 36 years ago, I was blessed to have been chosen as a compassion child at Valenzuela Wesleyan Church in the Philippines. My family just relocated and we were starting to establish our place. My oldest brother was in high school, and my other older brother and I were both in elementary school. My parents were assigned to minister at that church. But despite the monthly support provided by the church for our family, it was still hard for my parents to support us, send us to school, and supply our daily needs. Compassion did not just help us financially, but has also provided me personally with social, physical, and most of all, spiritual development. I can still remember the joy and excitement I felt upon receiving letters from my sponsors. The best gift I have ever received from them are their beautiful photos. It was like having an extended family from thousands of miles away. I also look forward whenever I get a letter or card from them. In their letters, they shared stories about their family, their pets, their hobbies, favorite pastime, and also shared God's love and message of salvation. I looked forward to our monthly meetings at our local church, since I also get to be with other compassion children where we gathered in groups and would have sharing time. I learned a lot through their Bible teachings and character building activities. I love writing monthly letters because it felt like having a friend who was always there to listen. I would write exciting things to them, such as how I was doing at school. I was also able to buy my school uniform, school shoes, and celebrate special occasions and eat at a restaurant through their support. I also shared with them updates on my family, answered prayers, or just simply thanked them for loving and caring for me. One Christmas, I was able to share with them that my family were able to go to the mall, buy presents, and share a delicious meal through their support. One of the most memorable moments I had with compassion is being with a sponsor who came to visit the Philippines and be with their sponsored child and family. They wanted to explore Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines, and learn more about Filipinos. I wasn't their sponsored child, but God must have spoken to them that they extended the kindness to me and my family. We took them to places where they learned more about Philippine history. We ate at restaurants where I have never gone before because we just couldn't afford it at that time. I was so blessed to be a tourist in my own city because of their generosity. They even went to our house and visited our church where they saw more needs and opportunities to help. You see, what appears to be a simple thing for us here, such as eating at a restaurant, may be an impossible thing to many in other countries. So let us not take for granted the blessings that we have right now. At such a young age, I have experienced the true meaning of compassion. Compassion is recognizing the sufferings of others and taking action to help. I am eternally grateful to all my sponsors for not just recognizing my need, but also allowed me to experience a tangible expression of love. And just like our Heavenly Father, their heart was full of compassion. My sponsors were God's feet and hand. I felt God's love through them. They suffered with me. They saw, they knew, and felt my struggles. And despite having their own share of struggles and challenges, they chose to act on my behalf. It's been 36 years, but I still remember them. Believe it or not, I still remember how they looked by just a memory of their photos. Mr. Heel had his arm around Mrs. Heel's shoulder with the Opera House in Australia as their background. And Miss Allison McDougall was slender beauty with blonde curly hair, wearing a white blouse and pleated long skirt, and with a bright pink bougainvillea plant as her background. Initially, I was amazed on how I was able to recall an image so precisely from so many years ago, just from my memory. Then I realized that the act that is rooted in God's love will be blessed by God through the years and will have a lasting impact on others. And yes, a simple photo of you can be a great reminder of God's goodness and faithfulness in our lives. Imagine a child that you haven't even met would still remember you after so many years due to the extent of your generosity. I will always cherish Mr. and Mrs. Heal and Miss Allison McDougall. I might not have met them personally, but I felt a strong connection through their prayers and support. They might not have realized the impact they had on me, but I'm very certain that wherever they are right now, God has already prepared their reward in heaven. I am a living testimony that if you sponsor a child today, you are not just investing on this precious child today, but you will profoundly change his or her future. It definitely changed mine because someone loved and cared for me. I am who I am now. And because someone loved and cared for me and showed me compassion, I am where I am now. Who would have thought that a girl like me, who used to get thrilled by just being out in my own city, would now be living in one of the most beautiful cities in the United States? I am so blessed in so many ways. I am so blessed to have a wonderful family. I have a loving husband and 2 precious children. And I have a rewarding job. I am a teacher here in our Sunday school from the kindergarten to 2nd grade. And I'm also part of the worship team. I am joyfully and faithfully serving the Lord. In closing, I want to challenge us to consider making an impact on someone's life today. There's this song entitled Thank You by Ray Baltz that resonates with me throughout my compassion journey and even until now. It's about a person who dreamt he went to heaven. Whenever I listen to this song, I imagine myself being that person. He was walking on the streets of gold when someone called his name, and he said, "You used to teach my Sunday school and would say a prayer each week. But one Sunday when you led that prayer, I asked Jesus in my heart." Another man approached him and said that a missionary came to his church, and the pictures made him cry. Though he did not have much money, he gave it anyway. Jesus used that gift to spread his word, and he was one of the recipients of that gift, and that's how he found Christ. Each little thing that we do or sacrifice we make, such as sponsoring a child today, it may go unnoticed here on earth, but you might not see the impact right now, but it will definitely be proclaimed in heaven. I am a life that was changed because someone gave to the Lord. Will you be that someone today? Will you be Mr. and Mrs. Heal or Miss Allison McDougall to a precious child today? Someday, when we stand before the Lord, may we also hear him say, "My child, look around you, for great is your reward." Thank you so much, and may you find it in your heart to sponsor a child today. God bless us all.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Rowena.